Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia Dimdis and today I'm going to be talking about 3 different curling irons. So I'm going to be talking about these 3 today, which I get so many questions about because I know when you guys are in the market for a curling iron, you guys want to find the one that's best for you. So I'm going to explain the pros and cons about these 3 curling irons, which are probably the most popular that I'm sure you guys heard of. This is the GHD Soft Curl Iron, this is the TIII, and this is a Hot Tools. I'm gonna start off with Hot Tools. So this is the more affordable option of the other two. The other two are a lot more expensive. In my opinion, the more expensive ones are better quality and I personally like them better, but there are also affordable ones that are also great. Hot Tools is one of them. This is one of the most popular ones on the cheaper side. So I looked this one up and I think it retails for about $49.99, $50. I saw many different price points for this one, so I actually didn't really know exactly how much it was, but from what I got from most of them, I think it was $50. Let's start off with the heat settings. It has a little turn thingy that you could turn to whatever heat you want it to be. The lowest it has is 280 degrees Fahrenheit and it goes up to 430 degrees Fahrenheit, and honestly you don't need higher than 430. So it's pretty simple. It has an on and off switch, a little turning thing so you could adjust it to whatever temperature you feel is right for your hair. I like that it has the little cool tip so you can use when you're curling. It won't get hot on your hands and you can use that to help you guide the curling iron throughout your hair. It has this little thing where you can place it down on your table. I do kind of find this a little annoying because it kind of just moves back and forth, so when you're curling I kind of sometimes have to move it up. A lot of hairstylists still use this. I'm a hairstylist and I've seen a lot of hairstylists still use this. It's kind of just like a universal curling iron. I think it gets the job done. It gives you pretty curls. I think if you are new to curling and if you don't really want to spend all this money on a curling iron, this is good to start off with. This is what I started off with. I started off with the Conair like a long time ago, but when I was in beauty school, I started using this and it gives good results. So the cons that I have about this is that it doesn't glide as smoothly as I would like. It's a little bit of tension when you twist around. It's not bad at all, but it could be a lot smoother if you know what I mean. Then I don't know if it's mine because mine is older. It doesn't evenly distribute the heat. Like I feel like it kind of falls a little bit from the top and then I kind of have the curl go more at the bottom. But the curls still last me, and also it takes a while to heat up. So I have to make sure I turn it on and let it sit for a while before I go in and curl it. It does eventually get to the heat point that you want it to, but it does take longer than other curling irons that I do have, but it does get there. So it will get there. It is a good starting off curling iron. It has a good grip on the hair. I don't feel like the clamp is loose at all. For the price point, this is a really good curling iron. So many hairstylists to this day use it and love it. I use it because they have different sizes that a lot of other curling irons do not offer. Like they have the 1.5 inch and a lot of curling irons just offer the 1.25 inch. So they have bigger barrels which give you bigger voluminous curls. So I like using it for the bigger ones or the really small barrel. Like I said, it's a good iron. It gets the job done. If you're a beginner and you don't want to spend that much money, this is one of the better curling irons out there for that price point. So yeah, this is Hot Tools. So next we have the GHD Soft Curl Iron. So this is a 1.25 inch. It retails for about $199, I think like $200. It's really good though. This is one of my favorite curling irons. You guys always see me use this. I love it so much. So a little bit about the GHD. It has the cool tip as well, which helps you hold it while you turn the curling iron so you don't burn your fingers. It has a sleep mode, so after 30 minutes it'll automatically shut off if you're not using it, which is great because sometimes we forget to turn it off, and we can feel at ease to know that this is going to shut off after 30 minutes and not burn down the house. So this heats up pretty quick, so let me show you guys. It has a button right here where you press it to turn on and you'll hear a sound, and that sound is just telling you that it's on, and then you'll hear another sound and that sound is telling you that it's ready, it's heated up and it's ready. So here's the sound to turn it on, and then you'll hear another sound. So that sound right there says that it's heated up, it's ready to go, and yep, it's ready. So I love how fast this curling iron heats up. This, in my opinion, heats up the fastest out of all the curling irons that I have. I love the way it glides. In my opinion, this one glides the best. It's so easy to turn it with my hand and it just glides down the hair and doesn't get stuck. It doesn't have that like little bit of tension that some curling irons usually have. I feel like for me personally, this one glides the best. This one gives an even heat. I feel like my curl is even throughout the top and the bottom, and I feel like I have an even curl every time I use this. So now for the cons. It only has one button. It doesn't have different temperature settings. It goes up to 365 degrees because apparently that's the optimal temperature where it doesn't damage your hair, but it still heats up the hair nicely to give you that long lasting curl. To me personally, I don't have a problem with that one button because I feel like the curls have always been great every time I've curled, and I've never had to adjust it. I don't feel like the heat is too hot, and I don't feel like the heat is too light. I actually really feel like the temperature is perfect. I've never had an issue with that, but I could see why other people have issues with that if they want to be in control of the temperature and have that option. So this doesn't give that option. Personally, it doesn't affect me, but to others it might. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Another thing is that the barrel is a little shorter than I would like. I have long hair, obviously. It doesn't really bother me because it glides so easily that it glides through the hair, and I can curl my whole hair. You could curl your long hair. But I sometimes like using my curling irons as a wand, and this is where it sucks a little bit because it is shorter, and I don't really like using this one as a wand so much. I don't find it a problem when I use it as an actual curling iron. I feel like it gives me long-lasting curls. This, to me personally, gives me the curls that holds the best for my hair. I feel like my curls always last, and I get actual curls. I feel like there's some curling irons that give you more of a wavy look. I feel like this one gives me more of a curl. But depending on my technique, I could also easily make it a wavy look with this curling iron, so I love it. But I really love the GHD Soft Curl Iron. I'm always using it, and I definitely recommend this one if you want to put in some money. So last one is the TIII. There are many different versions of the TIII. There's the single pass, there's the Curl ID, and there's the invertible one that you could take off the top. I'm going to be talking about the Curl ID because that, in my opinion, is the best one. It's the most expensive one, but it is the best one. And this is the one that I prefer the most out of all the TIIIs. So this one, I don't know if they just came out with it, but it's the Curl ID. And it retails for $235. So it's the most expensive out of all the curling irons I talked about. So the Curl ID, it has 9 heat settings. So you actually take a little quiz and you figure out which heat setting is best for you. And then you adjust your curling iron to that so you can have the best heat setting for your hair type. So you hold down the power button, it lights up, and you just hold it down. It's kind of like touchscreen. So it locks, which is great because it's not switching temperatures as you're curling, because sometimes when you're curling your fingers can accidentally move it, and it, you know, I hate when that happens. So it locks, so I like that. But you can unlock it by pushing the power button twice. It unlocked, I don't know if you heard that. And then you could adjust the temperature, but when you get it, it comes with a guide, and you kind of choose a temperature, so it's pretty much set in here, and now I can just use the curling iron whenever I want. It's already adjusted to my temperature. You also take into consideration if you have color treated hair, the type of thickness of your hair, and that all goes into play when choosing your heat ID and what is best for you. It has a quick tip as well, so you can use that to hold while you're curling your hair, and it does not burn your fingers or hands. I really like this grip. So this, it's like a grip, it's not slippery, and it has a sturdy clamp. Very pretty iron. I think this is the prettiest iron out of all the irons. I love the aesthetic. It has a 1-hour shut off. So another automatic shut off. If you forget to turn it off, it's gonna shut off after an hour, so you can feel at ease. It has a long barrel, which I love because I can also use it as a wand, which this one, I find myself using it as a wand a lot of times, and I love the curl that it gives with the wand. I do feel like the GHD glides better. This one isn't bad. This one glides smooth as well, but I love how the GHD glides better throughout my hair, and I feel like it's easier for me to just quickly do the curl. This one, it takes a little more arm movement, not bad at all. So I like the length of this one. I like the glidiness of the GHD. I feel like this is famous for giving like really pretty curl waves. It's not necessarily like a curl or a wave, like a very loose wave, but kind of like an in-between, very soft, pretty curls. I feel like this gives. The GHD, I personally feel like you could get a tighter curl with it. I feel like this one always gives very soft, pretty curls, which my hair doesn't fall throughout the day. It holds pretty well. It's so hard for me to choose between this one and the GHD because there's certain things that I like about each. Like, I just find myself kind of just going back and forth and keep using both. And a lot of people ask me, which one do you prefer? And it's kind of preference because they both have something different to offer. So that's why I'm here explaining to you guys the difference between each. So you guys can decide between them and see which one is going to work better for your hair and your needs.
Okay, so I'm going to demo really quick a curl using each curling iron. So first I'm going to start off using the GHD. I'm going to take a small strand of hair and curl this strand so I can show you guys the difference that each curling iron makes. So this one I'm starting at the top and then I'm going to feed it all the way through to create a curl. I leave it on for about 5 seconds and then it heats up pretty quickly. So that's it. I take it off and as you can see, it gives you a complete curl. So I'm going to do the same thing with the TIII and again start at the top and then feed it all the way through. Leave it on for about 5 seconds and then I take it out and it's going to give me another curl. So as you can see between the both, I think the GHD created a more tighter curl within the same amount of time, but the TIII creates very pretty soft curls. However, they both give me long-lasting curls. I feel like when I curl my hair with either or, my curls last multiple days. So this one, I'm using the Hot Tools curling iron. However, this curling iron is a bigger barrel, so it is going to give a looser curl. That's automatic just because the barrel is bigger. So as you can see right here, the curl is looser, but I do feel like the curls aren't as even as the other two curls, the GHD and the TIII, and that's my personal preference on why I like the more expensive ones better. But it does give you a curl and they do last long as well, but my hair lasts the longest with the other two curling irons.
I hope this was helpful to you guys and kind of giving you guys a little scoop about each curling iron and what are the pros and cons so you guys can better decide what's best for you and your hair needs. This is a video that I've been needed to make for a while. The number one question, which curling iron do you recommend? And I'm like, I don't know, it depends. What's your budget? What do you look for? Like, there's so many things. This is where you come in, you do your research. And for the most part, I think these are sold in Ulta and Sephora, which I think have a return policy because I know this is such a big investment and I think you can try it out and return if it doesn't work out. Don't quote me on that, but I always like to check on that because you never know how it's gonna work for you and your hair. Yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys like this video and let me know what else you guys want to see. Make sure to like and subscribe and I will see you guys next time.